Hello and welcome back to George's Gaming Guide. So today I'm doing a review on the Lego Technic set, the Yamaha MT-10 SP motorbike. This is an officially licensed product, and to be honest the detail is crazy, but we'll go into that shortly. The set number is 42159, covers an impressive 1,478 pieces. That only tells half the story, because about 500 of those pieces are either Technic pins or rods. So if you're not a fan of Technic, this is probably a set to stay away from, because it was probably one of the most difficult builds I've done out of all the sets we've done. But saying that, it's a fantastic set. So the results for the end of it are really, really good. The bike itself is actually 1/5 scale. And stands at 44 centimetres long and 25 centimetres high, so as you can see it's next to me, it is quite a big model. So I'll have a quick look at the box. So again, it says down this side that it's the officially licensed product. I do quite like the logo for this bike. I'll get on the right side of it. It just looks really good. Now you will notice at the top here it says that it's got augmented reality. So there will be a section at the end of the review showing what the app does. And I must admit, I was actually quite impressed by the app. So make sure you keep an eye out for that and have a look if you've not had a chance to have a look at augmented reality before. So if we have a quick look at the back, so it's just another view of it on the stand, a view of the actual bike. Got the two of them next to each other, the dimensions, and then just a close up of the bike as well. And overall, it's just typical Lego. It's a nice, clean design. Yeah, it looks really appealing. Let's get out of the way so a bit more room. So then we move on to the instructions, and again, typical Lego. I think the quality of the instructions is really good. Shows it's officially done by Yamaha as well, and it's just it's quite nice because, as with a lot of their sets now, it does actually go into a bit about the bike itself. If we can actually separate the pages. So we have a little bit about the bike and the history, because this is actually I think it's called the Hyper Naked series, Naked model range, sorry. And that's because of how little bodywork there is on this, and this is the pinnacle of that range of bikes that Yamaha have. You've got a little bit about the designer, a bit more about the bike itself and the way that the engine's constructed or designed, and then the last bit of information you have, if we can actually get the pages apart, so it shows you some close-ups of the build as you go through and how the different components of the bike sort of built separately and all fit together. Overall, it was actually quite a fun build. I'd say a little bit tedious at times because of how many pins, but overall really good. And there's a nice picture of the Lego versus the actual bike. So again, really nice. As I say, I think the quality of instructions with Lego is excellent. And then one thing I was very pleased about, if you've seen the review of the BMW bike that we have behind us, because that had a ridiculous amount of stickers. This one's not too bad. As you can see, there weren't too many. And that's basically because there's no bodywork. So you have a little bit on the exhaust system, a little bit on the cowling where the tank is. You've got the digital display, but that's about it, to be honest. So it's so it was quite nice not to have too many. And then we come to the bike itself. So you build up the stand, which actually is quite nice. But there's actually a lot of Technic going into just the stand as well. And then the bike, it's basically freewheeling. You have got the gearbox in this, which I'll try and show a bit more of. It's a bit hard because it's delved deep inside, which is where the augmented reality comes in, because you actually get a chance to have a look at the engine without having to take the bike apart. So it's got the nice suspension struts on it as well, which work really nice. I love the wheels on this. I think they do actually represent the proper bike quite well. You've got the nice digital display, which is one of the stickers. So the cowlings at the front, you've got a couple of stickers on there as well. You've got a couple of the brake pipes going round. Not the best design on them. I wish that in some ways it could have done with a custom size of the cables just to make it a bit tidier, but as I say, you've got some of the sort of the corrugated cables going through, and it works really well. And then the back of the bike has got suspension as well, so there's a suspension strut up here as it is on the proper bike. And you have the exhaust pipe and everything coming through here. You've got if you've got a pinion passenger, they've got the feet rest at the back, and then you've got your pedals for the gears. Now I won't pretend I know anything about riding a bike because I don't, but I just like the model. Yeah, so aesthetically I think this looks really, really nice. The engine, it was a tough build. There was particularly one step where you had to sort of put your fingers into the middle of the engine to put a little piece on, and the size of my hands, it doesn't make it particularly easy, but got there in the end. And I did make a mistake of putting the wrong piece in the middle of the engine, but I was able to sort of prise it apart a little bit and actually put the correct piece in. I'd actually just put one of the collar pieces in rather than one of the cross threaded pieces to hold the middle of the engine together. So that was a bit of a silly mistake, but easily rectified. But it goes together really well. So I was lucky, to be honest, that I was able to get into it so easily. So the engine itself, I say, it's a bit hard to see, but it is up here. So you've got the top of the crank, so you can actually see them going up and down as you go through the motion of the wheels turning. The gears, if I can remember, I think it's, where did I put it? I've lost it. Oh, the gears are under there. So the pedal, I was trying to show you. So the pedal up and down changes the gear selector. So there's a little red pin in there. I say you can just about see the thing. But yeah, so the pedal on this side actually takes it through the gears. So you got the reverse, neutral, 1 and 2 on this set. And the gearing is slightly different to what I'm used to doing the other cars, because normally you just have sort of the grey section which is moved to change which set of cogs are being used. On this, it's strange, it's actually got like a channel going around it. You'll see it again on the augmented reality, which pushes it round to different locations. So I think it actually works a lot better. It seems a lot smoother to change gear, which is really nice. But you'll see the chain go around. Unfortunately, if you have a look at the augmented reality, you'll see how the engine works and how the gear shifts work, because it very cleverly shows you the engine inside the build, so you can actually use it, and you can actually put the engine above it and then split the engine out. So definitely worth having a look. And as I say, I wasn't really sure what to expect from the augmented reality, and I was suitably impressed, to be honest. And I don't think there's a lot more to say about this outside of the augmented reality. As I say, it's just a fantastic set. To say it was a difficult build. Took me longer than a build normally would of 1,500 pieces, but as I say, there was so much Technic in this. And I was doing it late at night, so I finished it about midnight, I think. But I just love it. I think it's going to look great next to the BMW. I actually prefer this over the BMW, to be honest. So that is a fantastic looking machine, but I think this it looks so nice. As I say, I'm not a motorcyclist, but if I was going to get one, this is probably the one I'd want to get. and I think it's been reflected very well in the Lego set. So I think there's not much more to say on this apart from let's go and have a look at the augmented reality. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I think the augmented reality was quite interesting for this set. I'd love to know your comments on that and the build itself. If you haven't already, please give me a like and subscribe to George's channel, and watch out for next Sunday's video, which is going to be the Lego Brickhead's Disney 100 year anniversary sidekicks.